Good news for some residents who fled their homes in the Bitterroot, counting down to the Great American Eclipse, and miles of fence under construction after a disastrous blaze.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Augusta McDonald. More people forced from their homes by the Lolo Peak Fire will be able to return home tomorrow morning. At 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, some evacuation orders will be replaced with warnings, allowing residents to go home. The Missoula County Sheriff's Office announced the changes this evening. Residents along the Highway 12 corridor west to Lolo Creek Drive will be moved to an evacuation warning order. The change does not include the homes on Balsam Road. Residents along the Highway 93 corridor living between the intersection with Highway 12 and Sun Valley Road will be under an evacuation warning. The change west of Highway 93 does not cover Highland Drive and Folsom Road, which will remain under a mandatory order. Additionally, a resident pass will be required for the old Highway 93 corridor south of Sun Valley Road. And this morning, officials lifted the mandatory evacuation order for residents of Sleeman Creek Road west of Lolo and replaced it under a warning. Ravalli County Sheriff Steve Holton also announced that the area between Highway 93 and Old Highway 93 is now in an evacuation warning status. Also, some good news tonight. No red flag warning today. The bad news, however, is smoke has once again filled the Missoula Valley. Here's meteorologist Russ Thomas with a look at our forecast. Russ.
Yeah, that's right. Definitely that has been the case today. Of course, Saturday was just about clear in the Missoula Valley, not the Bitterroot Valley. Today, that smoke is back a lot of places around western Montana. Definitely thick out there. We're looking at our satellite and radar image. You see clouds rolling through western Montana. And again, these are mainly high-level clouds will clear out overnight. As we look at our current temperature, 61 Hamilton, 62 degrees in Kalispell, a little warmer, 68 in Missoula, and then we're still at 78 Thompson Falls, 74 St. Regis, 59 in Sealy. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll have a look at your forecast, including what to expect for that solar eclipse tomorrow.
Alrighty, thank you, Russ. The Lodgepole complex of fires started on July 19th and burned more than 270,000 acres. The fire caused a lot of damage, including to fences on ranches. MTN's David J. reports on workday yesterday to help a family.
Volunteers replaced burned, damaged, and destroyed fencing for the Petersons on their ranch near Mosby in Garfield County.
When you have people by this numbers come to help you, it's awesome.
It's amazing. They come from everywhere and just to help us out. So it's a great thing.
And the Petersons have a lot of fencing to replace on the exterior of their property.
I'm 76 years old last February, and I told my wife I would probably never see this place fenced in what's left of my life. Now, maybe I will.
The fire burned more than 270,000 acres and came close to the Petersons' home. But the fire destroyed Larry's childhood home, which the Petersons' daughter was restoring.
This fire was a little bit overwhelming. I've never seen such a fire before.
They have about 22 miles of fencing to replace. Some of it that got burned is similar to this, and this is some of the original cedar that was put in by Larry and his family.
This was actually the sad part for him to see, because his grandfather and uncles and his dad and himself, they put up most of these fences.
The Breakfast Flakes, with the help of people making donations, celebrated the day of installing fences with about 200 volunteers.
Everybody that's here today is here because they want to do something nice, they want to do something neighborly. They've been in a situation where they've had loss and somebody's helped them out. This is really a feel-good event, and people are just helping because they want to help.
There's a lot of people that have been devastated by this fire, and Montanans help each other out in times of need, so figured we'd come up, pitch in, and do our part.
I'm not sure when I'll be able to write all these thank you cards, but I would like to put it out to everybody and to all the firefighters and all the people who worked on them fires. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
In Mosby, David J., MTN News.
Some volunteers had helped before Saturday, and more are expected to help the Petersons complete all of that fencing work. And back in Missoula, for those of us who love to exercise outdoors, this time of year has been difficult to deal with all this smoke. The owners of Fuel Fitness in Missoula decided they wanted to do something to help people stay safe while still being able to work out. Until the end of August, Fuel Fitness will not be charging people to use their facilities. That means that at no cost, you have all the benefits of a member just by walking through the door. Originally, the owners of the gym were going to allow only firefighters in for free, but when they thought of how the smoke affected the community, they changed their minds. Employees say that the event is for no other reason than to be there to support their community.
The ownership believe highly in building that community and just being a strong part of it. The response has been really positive. The people coming in are so thankful to get out of the smoke.
The facility has a steam room, showers, and plenty of new workout equipment. Fuel is the only gym that is hoping to help people. The Peak is also allowing evacuees to work out and use their facilities for free. There's currently no end date on their promotion. The highly anticipated Great American Eclipse is happening tomorrow morning. It will be the first in nearly 40 years seen in the United States. This rare solar eclipse occurs when the moon covers the sun, which will last for more than 2 minutes. This eclipse can be seen mainly from North America, where millions of people will be in the path of totality. The shadow will streak across 14 states in the U.S. on a path from Oregon to South Carolina. Those who aren't on that 70-mile wide line will see a partial eclipse. When the sun's bright surface is covered for more than 2 minutes, the only light visible in the sky will be the sun's outer atmosphere ring, known as the corona. The reason the sun and moon appear to be the same size is because the sun is about 400 times bigger than the moon, but it's also coincidentally about 400 times farther from the Earth. Here in western Montana, we're not expected to see the full solar eclipse since we're not on the direct path, so most areas will experience a partial eclipse. There are a few viewing parties across western Montana tomorrow for that solar eclipse. In Missoula, the public library is sponsoring a viewing party at Kiwanis Park starting at 10:15 a.m. In Hamilton, they are expected to experience 95% totality. The public can view it during the Great Eclipse Caper at Bitterroot College, located at 103 South 9th Street. Flathead Valley Community College is hosting a solar eclipse viewing as well. That event is from 10:30 to 12 p.m. The viewing will be located on the lawn adjacent to the Rebecca Cheney Broussard Center for Nursing Health Science. And in Polson, the North Lake County Public Library is hosting a solar eclipse block party from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more details on the viewing events, go to our website at KPAX.com. Join KPAX and CBS News tomorrow morning for the solar eclipse. It all begins at 11 when Anthony Mason anchors from Carbondale, Illinois, the closest city to the point of greatest duration of the eclipse. We'll stream CBSN coverage on KPAX.com along with local reports across our area. If you have pictures, share them with us here on Facebook and watch us at 5:30 for a complete recap of all the day's events. We'll have more coverage of the eclipse right after this break. Russ will have a look at our air quality conditions for tomorrow's viewing. Stay with us.